Hey there, future me. It's currently Saturday evening, and I'm trying to make the second video. So I guess this is the audio for the second video, but maybe far further future me who is watching the second video will it'll be the video and the audio to the second video. Crazy. Anyways, what did I want to talk about? I guess I've had a pretty plain day. I woke up pretty late because I stayed up late playing video games. I was not managing my time correctly or wisely, but well, here we are. Then I just kind of, didn't really do that much this afternoon. I looked at or thought about doing some things. It's like, oh man, I could record the audio for the second video, or I could practice keyboard. I could go buy groceries, or I could go make this make a shoe rack from cardboard just for giggles to see how well it holds up. But I ended up doing very few of these things. I didn't go buy groceries, didn't do anything about the shoe rack, you know, took the little cover thing off of the keyboard and hit a few notes, but didn't really practice super hard. Um, and it's I guess kind of weird to think about motivating myself to do things that I want to do because I feel like right now it's really hard to do that. I think it's easy to motivate myself to do things like going to work. Why? Because if I don't go to work, my advisor's going to be like, "Hey man, what are you doing? I see you're not working. Would you like me to take away your income?" And that would be kind of bad. And also, I would be letting him down because, from what I gather, he's paying me directly, and so he has to write these grants to get funding, and so he selected me or he's okay. I've been given the responsibility of doing good work. So if I don't do good work, I'm throwing on his behalf, and that would be pretty bad, right? But when there are external deadlines, if your friends want you to do something, right? It's like, oh, can you bring this thing to this event? No one else has this thing, but you happen to have this, so you should go do that. If someone is counting on me, then I feel like it's easy to be aware of that and to I have a reason to get up in the morning if there's some gathering in the morning that I have to be at. Whereas if I want to get up in the morning because I have something that I said that I wanted to do, oh, I'm gonna wake up early and go run or something. Like I'm probably just gonna end up waking up, bed's kind of comfy, hitting snooze and going back to sleep. I don't know. I guess um, maybe the idea is that I don't value myself that much. Maybe that's the thing. I don't like. Maybe it's more of a thing of choice, right? Because I feel like whenever you tell other people that you're going to do something, if you back out, you should tell them prior, and that's something that is generally not good to do, right? If you say that you're going to do something, you're going to help someone with something, and you kind of dip at the last minute, it's not a good look, and you're not really. They're probably not going to, like that much. But if I tell myself that I'm going to do something and I dip, I guess I'll feel kind of bad, but also the only person who I'm really letting myself or the only person who I'm letting down is myself, right? And also, am I really letting myself down if I chose to not do this thing? Maybe that's another question to ask. I mean, this YouTube channel is one of those things, right? Because I feel well, if I don't make the YouTube channel, then I'm just merely not doing things, and it doesn't really, I guess, hurt anyone else besides me, and to some degree, it doesn't really hurt me. It's something that I want to do, meaning that if I do it, I think it'll be cool, right? But if I don't do it, it's not bad. It's just not cool. There's because there's nothing there, right? Um, and I feel like this is what a lot of things are like right now. But and I guess that's not a bad thing to have, right? The idea that if I do well, then it's good, or if I do the thing, then it's good, and if I don't do the thing, then it's okay. But I think at the same time, it doesn't really give me, I guess, an incentive, or it doesn't really nudge me towards doing the things if I just don't want to do things, right? If I just kind of want to sit around. I don't know. I think maybe the keyboard is a good example, right? Because I know if I want to be able to play cool tunes on the keyboard, I have to spend a lot of time practicing. and I have to, find time to do that. I don't really think my life is that busy. Of course, I have to, like, go to work every day, but whenever I get back home in my apartment, I just kind of spend a lot of time doing nothing, really, right? Like thinking, oh, I should like start doing this. Oh, but what if I don't have the time for it? Or like, do I really want to do this? I just kind of want to like not do anything, and so I just like end up not doing anything. Like it's hard to will myself, I guess, to go do things because of this idea that like, well, if I don't do this thing, nothing really bad happens. So it's okay, I guess. But I guess I wish I had some kind of mindset. Bro, I gotta have the grind set, dude. Like, I wish I had some kind of, like, mindset to where it's instead of, if I don't do this thing, nothing bad will happen. It's, if I do this thing, something good will happen. But I'm already pretty happy with things as is, right? If I don't buy groceries, I'll starve. That's kind of bad, right? So eventually I have to go buy groceries, right? So if it's like Sunday school week's about to start, it's like oh gotta go walk, buy some bread and some other things to get by with, right? But I don't necessarily have to cook nice food or really whip things out to make food for myself, right? Similarly with the keyboard, I don't have to play the keyboard to live, right? If I don't play the keyboard, I simply don't play the keyboard. Nothing bad happens. I'm not playing the keyboard so I can, show my friends or other people that like, oh, look at me, guys, I can play these like sick tunes on the keyboard. It's more so that like it's something that I think would be neat to do, right? Um, but it's not necessary, and because it's not necessary, I don't really feel pressure, I guess, to go do it. But at the same time, well, there's moments like these, right, to where I kind of wonder, like, man, I wish I played more keyboard, right? It's really strange. Maybe this is just like a consequence of some kind of like tiredness or some mental infighting that's going on. Like, I don't know, but it's very strange. I'm not really sure what to make of it, and it's annoying. I wish that if I wanted to go play keyboard, I'd just go play keyboard. Some of my friends seem to have like a much like better grip on their life. They actually like make schedules, and when they make schedules, they manage to follow them. Even though these schedules don't actually rely on any external commitments, right? It's just like, oh, well, at this time I'm going to go read book, at this time I'm going to go do dishes, and at this time I'm going to go like run, right? But whenever I try to like do something like that, it's kind of it doesn't really feel productive because I maybe like this is like just my ego speaking, but it's like, oh well, I can I'll do things whenever I want to go do things, right? Like I don't really see the need for a personal schedule if it doesn't really depend on any external commitments, right? Like the external commitments just kind of like say like, okay, well, told my friends I'd come hang out with them at like 8 p.m. So then like if it's noon right now and 8 p.m. is like later, I can basically do whatever I want. But the issue is that there's like a bunch of stuff that I want to do, and also like not really want to do. Right? It's like want to play piano, but at the same time, just kind of like sitting around isn't that bad either. But it also doesn't do anything. So it's like sitting around is worse, but not negative. Whereas playing the piano is better and positive. Um, and so I guess making a schedule is just really tough. I mean, I guess I can make a schedule and I can like do like these little maybe get like one of those like calendar things, such as like, oh, I like practice keyboard today, and then I can put like a little checkbox, and then I can see my progress over time. And if I don't put like the little X on the square, I'll be sad. Maybe that's what I need to do, right? Like the whole thing to where you're not actually creating, or you're creating like something external to, I guess, like you're creating an external thing or something that acts as like an external constraint, right? Um, I know some friends like who actually know how to play piano and keyboard. They had like lessons and stuff when they were younger. I bet like maybe their parents made them practice, or maybe their parents like set them up with like some piano teacher, right, who would like come by every week and then say like, "Oh, well, you should go practice these exercises, and if you don't, then well, something bad will happen," or maybe maybe not something like that. It's like, "Oh, you failed to play piano, you will now starve." But maybe more something like, I guess you'd just feel bad. Maybe your parents wouldn't be happy, and that would kind of like go will them to go practice, right? Um, but I don't really. I guess I technically could maybe like ask my friend, hey, can you like yell at me if I like don't like practice keyboard every day? But that's kind of silly, right? I don't really. My friend doesn't have a reason to care, right? And I guess the only reason why the piano teacher private people care is because like that's their job, right? Um, and it would be kind of weird, I guess, to hire someone to go like nudge me around when I could just do that myself, right? I think ideally we are internally driven, um, but I suppose it might not hurt to create these like external things, I guess, to motivate me, right? Like, is it really external if I created it? Is it really like that bad? I mean, like, if the end result is just like, or if the end goal is to just achieve the result, then maybe the what you might call it, maybe the means don't matter too much, right? Um, maybe it's an issue of pride, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I just tried to, or as of now, I'm trying to think of something else to say, but I guess this this is it. This is the end of my current train of thought. I have nothing really else to do. I guess I'll finish this recording, go get some footage, like throw it up, go to sleep, and hopefully play keyboard tomorrow. Yeah. Bit by bit, step by step, and hey, who knows? Maybe I'll even end up making like a third video 1 week from now, and I'll have this like weekly upload schedule or something like that. But I don't know. Like there is some point to it, but it's also all in my head. But if it is in my head, then I guess it does mess with me.